I'm going to show you all the steps in making stuffed grape leaves. We happen to find them in a jar, so the first step is to debrine those because they're brined and they have some chemicals on them, and you'll want to wash that away before you make your mix. So if you're getting leaves from nature, you want to get them very young and probably smaller than this. These jarred leaves tend to be very large and a little tough, while brand new leaves are very tender. So try to find something a little smaller than this. While the leaves are soaking, you can peel and chop 3 medium tomatoes. Certainly if you don't want to chop fresh tomatoes, you can buy a can from the grocery store and use those and chop them up as well. So here we have 4, not 3, peeled tomatoes ready for dicing. Dice very finely because we don't want the chunks to be too big. See, it's a very fine chop you want to put on the tomatoes. Next we're going to put a fine chop on a medium-sized onion. We're going to do the whole thing. All of our onions are chopped and we're got them in a large mixing bowl. That's where we're going to do the main mixture. Here's our lovely mint. We want to separate the leaves from the stems. Here are the stems separated. This looks like the right amount. Maybe a little too much, but you never know. Let's put a fine chop on it. After chopping, put it in the bowl. Some stemmed Italian parsley. We'll put another fine chop on that as well. Not giving you many amounts. I would say this is a little larger than a handful. That's how Yaya measures things. I think the parsley is a little bit more than the mint. There's a little bit of baby dill. We're going to put a little bit of that in the mix, but most of that is going to go in the egg lemon sauce that we'll make later. Now that we have our aromatics in the bowl, we're going to add some salt and pepper. This is about a little bit more than a teaspoon. That's the predominant salt that's going to go in. And we're going to grind a bunch of black pepper in there as well. So here's about a teaspoon worth of black pepper and kosher salt. So now the trick is we're going to combine all of these ingredients and smash them together with our hands until the onions start to actually shed some of their liquid due to the salt, and that will really help to spread all these flavors in all of these, among all these aromatics. Pretty cool stuff. One of Yaya's secret ingredients is brown butter in the Dolmathes, as if they need more calories. But what we want to do is to actually brown an entire stick of butter and get that ready for the mixture. Be able to tell when it's getting close, when the center starts to bring up some browner color, golden brown color. Good stuff. Take it off the heat and let it cool down a little bit. Don't want to burn your hands when you put it in the mixture. I have here a pound of ground lamb, and we're going to actually remove a half of that. I called Yaya and she said it's only a pound of meat in the Dolmathes unless you want to make 200. So we are cutting this in half, and also a pound of beef in half, and we're going to combine them. I've added the beef and lamb, brown butter, most of the tomatoes, have a little bit left over, and a little bit of olive oil, maybe about 2 teaspoons, to make sure the mixture is nice and moist. Although these tomatoes are pretty moist, so it should be good. Forgot one critical ingredient. A cup of Uncle Ben's rice, as Yaya calls it. Uncle Ben's. Now we have a mixture all mixed together, and we're ready to prepare our leaves to start rolling. I have the leaves draining and going to squeeze the water out of them in a colander. Coat the bottom and sides of a medium-sized or large Dutch oven. Actually big enough around to put a plate on it, because that's what we're going to have to do when we start cooking them. And line it with some olive oil of your choice. Organizational trick Yaya likes to use is to make a wreath of the grape leaves around the outside of the mixture, so you can grab a leaf and start rolling. A teaspoon of the mixture in and fold the sides in. If you get good at this, you can almost do it one-handed. I'm not that good at it, so I'll need 2 hands. And you just fold them up. I'll show you the finished product. What you're shooting for. You want to put it in the pot and make them snug next to one another all the way around the bottom until you get a bottom layer. Got my first layer done. Lots more to go. Okay, so now they're all pretty much rolled. There's 2 layers and then some on the top. And I'm going to squeeze some lemon over it, put the rest of the butter in it, put about 1.5 cups, 2 cups of water in the pan, and bring it to a boil. One of the nice things about cooking in California is you get lemons in the tree behind you. So I'm going to pick a couple lemons for the dolmathes. Medium heat, cover. Wait for about 10 minutes until the water starts to boil. Okay, we've got a good rolling boil now, so we're going to turn the heat down to low. And then we're going to put a plate carefully on top of the middle of them so they don't go flying as they cook. Close the lid. Set our timer for about 15 minutes and make sure that there's still water in there. And then we keep adding a little bit more water and a little bit more lemon juice as we go.